You're not going to believe what happened in a small Welsh village back in 2016. Military jets, black pyramid-shaped craft, witnesses frozen in place, and what some claim was an interdimensional shootout covered up in real time. This isn't ancient history. This was 2016, caught by everyday people who say the government's still hiding what really crashed in the woods. Today, we're breaking it down. One of the most controversial modern UFO encounters you've probably never heard of. This is the Pentyrch Incident. Will you believe? Let's get into it now on Mostly True Alien Stories.
UFO sightings. Many Americans have wondered about the dangers of unknown objects.
Scientists in Mexico pulling back the curtain. We need to save ourselves.
Welcome back to Mostly True Alien Stories. It's the show where we dive into real reports of alien encounters, government cover-ups, and just maybe we get to the truth behind what's really going on above us. I'm your host, Neal Girandola, and riding shotgun, as always, is the one and only alien, Andrew Triana, better known as Android. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Neal. What's going on, buddy?
Today's is like Christmas for all of us alien truth seekers, because in about an hour from now, on while we're recording this, we have the UAP Disclosure Hearing. It's exciting.
It's exciting.
Today at 10 o'clock. For those who don't know, at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, we have the House Task Force on the Declassification of Federal Secrets. They're holding a hearing, and it's titled, it's a very long title, it's Restoring Public Trust Through UAP Transparency and Whistleblower Protection. They aim to address ongoing concerns about the government, secrecy around UAPs, especially within the Department of Defense and the intelligence community. They're also introducing the efforts like the UAP Whistleblower Protection Act, which encourages insiders to come forward safely with UAP-related information. I think that's probably the most important to come from this. Now, they do have some key players that are going to be in this. Of course, leading it is Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna. She's been pushing for transparency for a while. We also have George Knapp. He's the journalist who's been reporting on UFOs since the Bob Lazar days. And then Jeffrey Nucatelli. He is a Navy veteran who's spoken about strange encounters. He's had encounters, I think, out to sea. So he's bringing that firsthand credibility of experience to that. And then there's Dylan Borland. Well, Dylan Borland, he's representing the legal side. So he's going to be trying to protect the whistleblowers, coming up with ways to protect them.
Right,
and then,
because their lives are in danger.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. We could look at it. There's one other. We'll get to that. There's one other guy, Chief Alexander Wiggins, and he's more about like how the encounters affect law enforcement on the ground, that kind of stuff. So how they're going to be handled. Right. So I think it's important. I think it's important that we're getting, we're having these hearings. I don't know how effective they are, but as you said, do whistleblowers need protection? And I think that they do. And I think if that's what it takes for them to reveal more to us, if we can assure protection for them, then I think it's a good thing.
Is that why Stephen Greer hasn't responded to my fight?
Was he a whistleblower? He's not a whistleblower.
He says he is. He says he has information.
Yeah, but he's not a government whistleblower. I'm talking about these government guys, Grush.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Even Lazar. Although I just heard Lazar say he has no interest in coming and speaking in front of Congress. He'll swearing under oath that he's seeing all these things. So I don't know what to read into that.
It's you know what it's going to be? It's going to be this paper rustling, and they're going to be like, according to the report that you gave on December 12th, 1989, you state here that you saw a UAP, yes?
Yeah, I saw one. It flew right by me.
It flew at what you're calling subsonic speed. Do you have data on this?
I'm not allowed to talk about the data.
Second question.
Mm-hmm.
Who cuts your hair?
Oh, that I can tell you. That I can share with you. I don't know. I think, do you think this is a mostly true alien story? You think this is going to get anywhere? Do you think it's going to move the needle?
No, nothing's going to move. It's going to be the same old crap. They might, they might release maybe a photo or something to keep they're going to just put a couple breadcrumbs out so that you can pick and eat a little bit and pull something from it. And then whatever they give you, everyone's going to interpret it and read into it, and then they're going to be like, I told you all along. They've been covering this up.
My issue with disclosure is that, I think it becomes a tool for them now. And then they're going to, we're going to disclose stuff, but they're just going to control it still.
Speaking of disclosure, where's this film? Where can you watch it?
You love bringing that film up. You love
It
that
came out in
You think the
March.
film's going to be the answer to all of our
No, but
problems?
where is the film? I want to see it. I didn't go to South by Southwest.
What's the name of the film again? What's it called?
The Age of Disclosure.
The Age
Or
of
some-
Disclosure. Yeah, it's been so long. I can't remember.
I'm aged out. It's aged out.
It's aged out.
it's
Maybe
the
they'll talk
same
about
shit.
that in the
The people in the
hearing.
movie are the same people that are talking at Congress. It's the same bullshit, guys. It's just I'm tired.
Don't be tired.
Show me.
Don't be tired.
Show me the freaking reports. Stop
Yeah,
already.
I don't think the movie moves the needle. I think
Well-
they're having issues with that. I don't think they're not putting it out because of people are stopping them. I just think that they're trying to build a bigger, more dramatic release to it, possibly.
two.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe there's fights internally over who owns it and who's getting what for it,
Right.
And I think that's all too. I think there's also a lot of money involved in this whole thing, not just the movie, but in the disclosure stuff. And I think even if they loosen up, I mean, tighten down whistleblower protections, I think the whistleblowers can make more money. But anyway, I'm excited about it. I mean, that's going to happen in about an hour from now of our recording on today, the 9th, which is September 9th. And I'm definitely going to make a cup of coffee and sit there and watch the whole thing so everybody else doesn't have to. And then
I'm
we'll
actually, when
video
this is
about it.
over, I'm
Mhm.
hopping on a plane and flying directly to DC.
You're going right there. We should have gone. We should have gone on a road trip to
We should
Washington.
have been reporting from there. That
Uh,
budget, our budget.
Our
It's
budget
too-
isn't.
You know what it is? We're so
I
high
spent
tech.
it on T-shirts.
I spent it.
Yeah, we spent it on our T-shirts.
This was last 4 months' salary. It was right
Yeah,
here.
there you go. Well, you know what, though? Today, not today, but yesterday, September 8th, was Star Trek Day. It was the 1966, the first episode.
Yeah.
Released, which was very cool to celebrate to our Trekkie friends. Oh, man. Nailing that song. All right, are you ready to get into today's story?
Dude, I am so freaking excited about this story.
I will tell our listeners that Andrew was pushing to do this story for a while. He's like, we're doing that. Let's do that today. And I went through it and I have to agree with him. But okay, let me just tell our audience though how this all works. We're going to walk you through a real report, a true report of an alien encounter. We're going to provide as much detail as we possibly can. And then Andrew's going to jump in and fill in some blanks. I'm going to hand it over to him, and then we're going to add context to that. We're going to both weigh in on whether we think it's a mostly true alien story or not. Now, if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We can follow us on TikTok as well. Our community is really growing there, and help spread the word. We are growing because of you guys, and we greatly appreciate it. All right, let's get into it. This is the Pentyrch UFO Incident. It happened on February 26th in 2016. This is a fairly recent event that probably a lot of people don't know about. Now, nestled in the countryside near Cardiff in the quiet village of Pentyrch. It's known for fields, hills, sleepy pace of life. But
It's
on
beautiful,
one night,
yeah.
Yeah. But on one night in 2016, that peace was violently interrupted and that it has never fully recovered. So for weeks leading up to the night of February 26th, local resident Caz Clarke and her neighbors noticed military aircraft circling low over the area, which isn't unusual in itself because Wales has hosted the RAF training for years, the Royal Air Force training for years. But this felt different. The pattern, the frequency, and the duration were intense and almost targeted, it seemed, according to Caz. Then around 2 a.m. on February 26th, Clarke says she witnessed a massive black triangular or pyramid-shaped object silently floating over the fields just outside her home. And with it were smaller red and green lights that didn't behave like any drone or aircraft she had ever seen. According to Clarke, the object hovered silently until suddenly chaos. Military jets and helicopters arrived, and then she and others claimed to have experienced a sudden paralysis, like being frozen in place. And what followed was a 4-minute encounter she describes as a coordinated military action. There was a loud bang echoed through the countryside, and some believe it was an explosion. Others think it was a crash. And then local accounts describe flames or light coming from the nearby wooded area. Clarke claims to have seen one of the craft shot down. And what followed was a massive military response that shut down access to the area. And she believes the object was not of this world and that it was recovered that night under high secrecy. But here's where it gets a little murky. The Royal Air Force later confirmed aircraft activity in the area, and they called it part of a routine training mission. But longtime residents familiar with standard operations were quick to point out this wasn't standard. Clarke began asking questions. She filed Freedom of Information requests, and the replies were all denied. They were blocked requests. Some even cited national security as a reason for withholding the information. Eventually, Clarke self-published a book titled The Pentyrch Incident, where she outlined her version of events and evidence of what she claims is a cover-up. And she alleges forged maps, inconsistencies in flight records, and illegal operations conducted on UK soil. And then since then, the story has gained traction in the UFO circles. Sometimes they refer to it as the Welsh Roswell. I mean, you can just add Roswell to anything, and it just becomes a whole thing.
I'm going to have some coffee Roswell later.
Oh, my God. Alien coffee. I love it.
It's alien urine that's been distilled.
All right. But despite the buzz, there's still no hard proof. There was no photographs. There's no videos, just a series of testimonies, blocked documents. I mean, that's what would raise my ears. And the memory of a terrifying night that some want you to forget. So I'm going to hand it over to Andrew. That is the report as I have it. I know Andrew's going to fill in some details here. He's been calling me for days about this thing. And so I'm excited to talk about it because I kept telling him to stop. I don't want to hear. I want to hear when we hear it live.
What was weird is that when I called you, it was like, the number you have reached has been temporarily disconnected. Or no
yeah, well, you call me 18 times a day. All right. So, Andrew, there's some questions. So, was this a botched exercise? Was it a drone crash? Was this a real encounter? Or was it something stranger that the government moved quickly to contain? So, Andrew, I'm going to hand it over to you, and we are going to determine whether this is a mostly true alien story or not.
All right. So, let me begin by saying I love this story. I think I've said this enough already, but this is a great story. It actually took place over 3 days, not just one day.
Oh,
3 days total.
All right.
And it's Caz Clarke. She did mention her neighbor David, but we never got a last name for David.
She mentions David as one of the guys who also witnessed this and was involved.
Yeah, they both were involved, but Dave doesn't have a last name.
Okay.
So, whenever they don't have last names, that automatically throws up a red flag.
But Caz really does exist.
Oh, Caz exists.
Caz exists.
Clarke,
so
she does exist.
Yeah.
I've watched several interviews with her. But here's the weird thing is that the way she described this pyramid-shaped craft, she said it didn't like fly in. She said the way she describes it is that it emerged out of nowhere, like it materialized out of nowhere.
Okay.
But the military was already kind of on alert the night before they were going nuts. Like it had been there already, right?
Yeah.
So
I guess that's why the buzzword interdimensional is in this whole story too.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Go
So
ahead.
she says it materialized out of nowhere. It was 1,000 feet long on each side, this huge triangle. She described it as being like 30 stories tall. I mean, 30 stories is huge.
Are you able to tell when something is 1,000 feet in the? I couldn't tell you how big a plane is.
I'll give her 3 stories. Okay. I'm going to give her 3 stories. She said there was no sound whatsoever. And she said it didn't just hover. She said it swung in the air like a pendulum. And she was 200 feet close. She was 200 feet below.
What do you think it's doing if it's swinging like a pendulum in the air? What is it? What is it? What's that?
It was dancing.
Found a great spot. Wanted to be alone with the Welsh farms.
It was like,
yeah.
Let's groove tonight.
Wait a minute. But before we go a little further, and maybe you're going to get to this, it is 2016. There are cell phones.
Yep.
There's the capabilities to videotape.
I'm going to get there. Can I?
You are really going to get there?
Oh, yeah. I'm really going to get there.
All right. Let's go.
Really
Let's go.
there.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go. Yeah.
All right. So underneath this pyramid,
the
temperature dropped. -5 degrees Celsius. It was cold. It was so cold.
This is from Caz's report?
This is from Caz's report. It was so cold that she could see her breath
Huh.
Okay. Now, meteorologists in the area picked up on a temperature change in that area,
Hmm.
which is fascinating because I was like, how does she know it's 5 degrees Celsius difference?
Right.
The meteorologists in the area said that at that time, which is like 2 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
the
Right.
temperature changed,
hmm
drastically
Now,
changed. And
is
she said the
neighbor Dave
cold,
is
the
neighbor Dave a part of this too? Is
Neighbor
he
Dave
kind of
is Neighbor
confirming that?
Dave is a part of it. Okay.
Okay.
She said that she felt the cold begin in her body and then like come out. She said it was weird. It was cold like
Well,
she had never experienced before.
interesting.
Then all of a sudden, some green things shot out the top
Of this
green
giant pyramid
of this giant
ship,
pyramid, right? So
right?
underneath, she described the lights as being
The
white,
10-story tall pyramid that's
shot
1,000
out,
feet on either side.
got
She's
so
seeing this
excited
green stuff
from
shoot out of
swaying
the top,
back and forth.
swaying back and forth, and shooting out 2 in the morning. And she's cold. I'm so cold, Dave. Neighbor Dave. I'm so cold. Hold me. Okay.
So the green stuff shoots out the top because I guess the
Okay.
ship
Okay.
was excited. You know, they
Okay.
don't know
Yeah.
what it was,
Yeah.
but it was
Did it
green
come?
lights.
Did it
She
come?
said
Oh,
it
it
was
was lights. It's not gel or anything like that.
no, it wasn't gel. It
Oh,
wasn't like, oh
it wasn't
no,
like slime. Damn it.
no,
Okay.
or excited spaceship goo, whatever that is.
Right. Oh, humans. Okay.
We're so excited.
Yeah.
There's Caz.
Oh,
Oh,
and neighbor Dave. Oh, yeah.
oh, Billy. No, she said the green lights were so bright she had to cover her eyes.
Okay.
Then lightning shot out the bottom of the pyramid.
Wow.
Red static lightning. And she said it moved around as if it was looking for something.
Is it above her or a little bit out in the horizon?
It's a little, it's out in the horizon.
Yeah. So she's
It's out in
seeing
the
it all.
horizon,
Okay.
more than 200 feet away. She
Mhm.
describes it as 200 feet. I mean, 200
Oh,
feet's
okay.
pretty good distance.
Yeah, but that's close enough to be like, what the shit?
She said that the lightning lasted for like 3 or 4 seconds and
Yeah.
then it stopped. Then 4 C-17 aircrafts appeared in the
Okay,
sky.
but she didn't know
flying.
obviously what C-17s are, but she probably found out later.
Later, she researched.
Because I wouldn't know a C-17 from a Chinook.
It looks
Well, I
like a
know a
bomber.
Chinook.
It looks like a bomber. Yeah, you
Oh,
would
it
know
does?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you saw
okay.
the craft and if you had seen it once, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's a C-17."
Okay.
'Cause
All right.
when I was doing research, I saw the picture. I was like, "Oh my god, that's a C-17." And then as I was digging, it's like there were
so-
4, but they were flying wing to wing. Listen to
Right,
this.
but they're used to seeing training out there, so maybe she already knew what these jets were. yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
But just know that C-17s are used to carry tanks and troops and jeeps.
Oh, they're big.
big
Okay.
equipment. Yeah.
They're
They're big
haulers.
equipment. She
Okay.
said they were flying about chimney height.
Okay. That's
Okay.
low.
Yeah. The green lights in the sky flashed. She said not like they were going to tack, but like they were giving some sort of signal.
So the green lights from the ship, the UFO, is flashing. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
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 She said, and then the pyramid vanished. But before it vanished, it launched these red barrel shaped objects out that flew over the field. They rotated in front of
drones? Like drones?
she described them as red barrels. They floated in the sky in front of her, right? They were
Yeah.
rotating.
Yeah.
Then they locked. It seems like they locked on her. And they flew at her and Dave and stopped about 30 feet from them.
Wow.
She said she couldn't move. She was frozen. It was like there was nothing. Like she tried to move, but she couldn't move.
She didn't mention that was out of fear she was frozen?
No,
or
she
was,
wasn't
just
frozen out of fear. She was literally frozen.
Paralyzed. Just
Yeah.
stuck. Okay.
So her legs couldn't move, so she couldn't run away. She said that she reached in her pocket to grab her cell phone
Mhm.
to video all this, right?
Okay.
But the phones were dead, not low battery. They were
Wow.
completely drained of their energy. They were
Hmm.
dead.
Hmm.
She said the barrels got closer, but she could see through them like they were glass. Inside the barrel was that same red static lightning at the bottom and like
In it.
floating around.
Oh, wow.
All of a sudden, the barrels turned from red to green, and she said the light went through her. This green light, she said she felt like the light was like scanning her, like she could feel it over her body,
Okay.
right? She said that she wasn't afraid. She felt energized. she felt like,
Oh.
"Wah," she was gonna, I
Yeah.
guess, like gamma radiation. She can turn into the Hulk or something. I don't know, but
Yeah.
she was like, "Rage, barrels, angry." No, she didn't. She didn't do that.
Her and neighbor Dave went inside
Her
and
and
had the
neighbor Dave, they
greatest sex
started
of their
making
night.
out. They were
Yeah,
just
the
like making
greatest
out.
sex of their night. I'm so energized.
So energized. I want some more of those green things shooting out the top of the pyramid. I love it. They disappeared.
Mhm.
They left her, but she felt something in her. She says she felt like her nervous system had changed.
Hmm.
Like something was weird, she said, is how she described.
I wonder what
She
she meant
described
by
it as
that.
she felt like she was getting a data transfer, like she was being uploaded or downloaded or something.
Or
She said it felt like
taking from her but not leaving anything.
not leaving it. Yeah, taking from her mostly.
Mhm.
Okay. At the same time in that area, the police were getting a ton of phone calls. I mean, just a ton of phone calls, people seeing lights in the sky,
So people are seeing something.
helicopters, planes,
Okay.
everything happening.
Unusual activity,
Yes.
weirdness, all of that. Yeah. Okay.
Now, this all happened about 2 something in the morning, right? But when she got home, by the time she went back to her house, it was 3:50 a.m. So
Hmm.
she had lost time. She had lost like an hour and a half of time somewhere in there. She thought she had only been gone for like 4 minutes,
Okay.
but it was like an hour and a half.
Did Dave say anything about lost time or no? Neighbor
Yeah.
Dave?
Yeah. Neighbor Dave said the same thing, right?
Okay.
When she looked at herself in the mirror, she had black hair. She noticed that one of her hairs on her head was white now,
Hmm.
that she had never noticed before.
She's
I
like
found. Okay.
she's like superhero now.
Yeah, maybe.
And
Rogue.
she can
Yeah.
lift heavy objects with her
Yes.
mind.
Yes. And squash,
Imagine.
crush them. Okay.
Yeah.
At 4:21 a.m., there was an explosion in the air. Then a few minutes later, there was an explosion on the ground. And it was so powerful, it shook the houses. It shook a local hospital. It read on a seismograph. That's how
Wow.
powerful of an explosion that
Did
it was.
other people see it and hear it?
Yeah, other people heard the explosion. Nobody really saw an explosion. They just heard it. They heard a
Okay.
boom in the sky and then a boom on the ground. Now, here's something weird. All the parents in those areas said that none of the kids woke up that night. They all slept through everything.
What is that? Does that mean anything? What's
I
that
don't know.
mean? Yeah,
I
what
don't
does that
know.
mean? Like
I just found
they're
it
making
fascinating
people
that
sleep? Some people could hear the explosion, other people just slept through it?
just slept through it. Yep. Yep. But the kids, it was mostly the kids.
I wonder why. Like
Everything-
what would be the purpose of making the kids just sleep?
They didn't want them to experience it. It's weird. So the next morning, she went out to the field, and it appeared that everything.
I would have been out in the field all night. I
Dude,
would have
she was
just never
freaked
even
out.
went to bed. I would have just gone and been in it.
The field behind her house is where the pyramid had gone. She went back there to look in the next morning, very early in the morning, and she said everything that was under where the pyramid had been was
Yeah.
dead. She said, so imagine a tree, and there was pictures, I saw this. Half the tree was green, the half that was facing the pyramid was dead.
Wow.
Was all dried out. It was snowing in that area,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't normal snow. She said it was like white, mushy pellets that didn't
Ew.
melt.
Like
They just
Soylent Green.
dissolved.
Like Soylent Green.
I think
Like
it was part of the
it
green
just
goo.
takes people and eats them and then spits them out into these pellets.
And she's like,
Oh,
Harry?
God. Neighbor Dave?
Dear Dave. So in that area, right near in Penturch is a thing called an area called Smilog Woods. Smilog Woods is this beautiful area where it's wooded and people go camping there and they go hiking there. In that area, dude, there were trees, 6 trees that are 60 feet tall were cut like in an angle. So it looked like something had crashed, but she didn't get a chance to go over there. Why do you think? All of a sudden, there's
They
all these
roped it off.
tents and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. All these tents. And she went over there to talk to them. And then she was like, hey, what's going on here? And they're like, oh, we're here.
Oh, nothing.
We're doing a fracking survey. A
Really?
fracking survey. Now, here's what's something fascinating. Fracking is illegal in that area. So you
Wow.
can't frack. So what type of survey are you doing?
It was illegal at the time then?
Yes.
At 2016?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So
But you're saying they're giving her an excuse for being there. You're thinking this might be government
yeah,
covering something up. Okay.
government covering something up. The next day she goes back because she can't settle. Now her hair is no
Is
longer
she
black.
like the Karen of Penturch?
I'm
Is
gonna
she-
tell you what. You're gonna let me in there.
I know it's aliens.
Let me get my camera out. I'm gonna video you.
Neighbor Dave.
Then she's like, neighbor Dave.
Neighbor Dave. It's
Oh,
pellets. These
mush.
pellets.
These pellets. Okay, so here's what's weird, right? The first day she went out there, they're like, hey guys, we're here to do a fracking survey. The next day she goes out to talk to the guys that are out there, and they're like, hi, yeah, we're from Vodafone. We're checking
it's a
some
new
cell
group.
towers.
New group.
We're checking some cell tower stuff. But here's the fascinating thing. They were wearing hazmat suits and carrying assault rifles.
Well, I heard about Vodafone's new marketing strategy. They're going to wear hazmat suits and carry machine guns. They said that.
You will use Vodafone, and you will love Vodafone.
Or die. Yeah, that's odd. All right. So, but this is one day and then the next day.
And then
So
the next day.
You
right?
got frackers and then you got Vodafone there, and everybody's wearing hazmat suits. And
So
just,
she's trying to
Yeah.
get answers from
Mhm.
people, right? She's really trying hard to get answers from people. Well, a few days later, the military comes out and there you go. Hey, everybody, calm down. It's all good. It was a military operation called Operation Chameleon. All right, everybody, go back to bed. Nothing to see
so
here.
they actually had a
No,
name
no.
for it.
I said
they
go
had a
back to
name.
bed. Go back to bed. There's nothing to see here.
Sleep.
Sleep.
Wait,
Mush.
but they actually called it Operation Chameleon?
Operation Chameleon, or Exercise Chameleon. There's two
Exercise
different. I
Chameleon.
found two different things. It's either called
How'd
the
they come up
Exercise
with that
Chameleon, and it's
Okay.
a routine training drill, and it
Okay.
usually involves, guess what, C-17s and
Okay.
Apache helicopters
Yeah, all that
and
stuff.
explosions.
In the sky.
Because it's supposed to represent, or it's supposed to emulate a terrorist attack. All
By
right.
aliens.
By
I think that's what he left out. He left that out. Because maybe it is all to emulate the whole terrorist attack by aliens.
so Caz is like, dude, she's not giving up. She starts writing letters.
I don't think Caz would give up.
She starts writing letters to the Ministry of Defense, the MOD over
Yep.
there, right?
Sure.
And as she's doing this, she's talking to people, and she interviewed or talked to 3 guys who said that they were camping in Smilog Woods at the time of the crash.
Mm-hmm.
That they were taken by military and beaten up and told to shut up and don't talk about anything. They took
But the
their
first thing
phones.
they did was they told Caz about it after this whole experience. Yeah, let's tell Caz.
They took
Okay.
their phones and wiped their phones. Okay.
Okay.
One
Yeah.
person that she talked to said that he drove through like red and blue crushed glass, which is how she described the barrels. So if they
Huh.
shot the barrels down, they would have shattered, right? If they were
Mhm.
glass.
Do we
Yeah.
have the names of those 3 guys or no?
No, that was the thing. I couldn't find names of. I couldn't even find Dave's last name. Neighbor
Neighbor
Dave's
Dave.
last name.
Neighbor Dave.
Right.
yeah.
Okay. So Caz is like, she starts really documenting everything. And as she's digging into this, there was a news organization called Wales Online.
I
Which
want
is
to know how
Wales.
she found the 3 guys camping.
She just started talking to people. It's the town. Everybody knows
Okay.
Caz and Neighbor Dave.
Okay. Yeah,
You
that's
know?
true.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
guessing. I don't think this is a big city.
Karen Caz. Here she comes. I'm going to tell her that I was camping and I saw some fucking aliens.
I'm just going to tell her because she believes this alien shit.
Let's
she
just
said
go
she
with
was
it.
probed 15
Yeah.
times, right? So that night, what she uncovered is that night at Cardiff Airport, an Apache
Mhm.
helicopter crashed or did an emergency landing because the cockpit was on fire.
Okay.
The hospital in that area, this is what's really weird, is that the military started coming out with their story, right? This is an exercise, right?
Sure. Yeah, they're covering bases here.
The hospital's first story said it was an explosion that shook the hospital. Then they retracted that.
Oh.
And they said, there was no explosion.
No.
That was maybe
Nothing
some
here.
sort of seismic tremor. And then the third report was everything's normal, guys. Nothing happened that night.
Nothing happened.
So things
Interesting.
started things started disappearing, right?
Right,
But
right.
as
And
she
that's what
kept
makes you look further into it too, I think. Once you know that shit happened and then someone says one thing, that's credible, and then they backtrack and say something
right.
completely different, you go, "Oh, there's definitely something going on here."
Well, the news media, there's a news organization called Wales Online,
Mhm.
not as in
Right. Right.
WALES, right? Not
Yeah, right. Right, right.
WHALES.
WHALES. Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
different one. That other Wales.
This is Whales Tales Online and not TAILS, TALES.
So so Wales Online
Mhm.
first reported explosion near Smilog
Live on
Woods.
Whales Online. We've got the news for you. Explosion in the sky. It's nothing to look at. It wasn't even an explosion. Those fires you see, those red aliens running around the woods, they're not aliens.
No. Those little gray guys on fire, those are stuntmen
No.
and special
Stuntmen
military people.
with Vodafone.
Right. So, since she documented everything, she learned all this stuff, military stuff, right? So she started writing letters because there's a thing called the Freedom of Information Act where
Mhm,
you make requests to the government, right?
mhm.
And every single letter, dude, they were like
Yeah, they got denied.
military exercise, military exercise,
Yeah,
military exercise.
right.
Then there was nothing. There was
Nothing.
no military exercise. There was absolutely nothing that happened that night. We don't know what you're
Oh,
talking about.
so she got responses early on that said it was military exercises, and then as she kept following up and following up,
Yep.
eventually they were just like, they weren't, we don't know what you're talking about. There was nothing going
Right.
on. Huh.
So
Okay.
if they do military exercises in that area, they
Mhm.
have to let the residents of that
Sure.
area know 5 days in advance
Okay.
that something is going to happen.
Mhm.
There was no notification.
No notification.
If they're going to do explosions or create a scenario, they still have to notify the people in that area because it's
Mhm.
public space 3
Mhm.
days in advance.
Okay.
And so there was no notification of anything. So technically, everything that happened, if it was a military operation, was illegal.
Well, could it be possibly that they did do a military operation and then they realized they forgot to notify the people, so now they're denying that there was a military operation?
No.
Could be.
Right.
It could be a
It could be. It
scenario.
could be. Right. It could be that. It could be a scenario. Right.
Okay.
So as she looked into the planes that were there was one plane that stood out to her. I don't know if she's like a plane guru or she's like a war buff. I don't know what her
I
deal is.
I'm just assuming if you live in that area and there's training exercises going on, you're gonna take interest in what's flying overhead and learn,
She
why not?
said that there was a Hawker Beechcraft Shadow R1, call sign
Well, that's my favorite plane.
Snake 48.
Not Snake 48.
Fucking Snake 48, dude. Snake
Yeah,
Plissken. It was
I know.
Escape from Wales. It was Escape from
Wow.
Smilog Woods. Kurt Russell is going to do the movie, dude. It's going
Yeah.
to be great. He's going to reprise
Uh.
his role as Snake Plissken.
Gonna be Escape from
Escape
Pentyrch.
from Smilog
Pentyrch.
Woods.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's something that's interesting: is that that particular plane, was decommissioned in 2012, but in 2014 it came back after a top secret refit, meaning they put some sort of top secret machinery inside this thing,
Okay.
and it's flying over Penturch.
Okay, but
Why?
why not? Maybe they did. Maybe they did improve it. Maybe they do that all the time with planes in the military. They put new
So
stuff on it and say, "Yeah, let's test it out."
maybe.
But what is
Maybe.
your thought behind that? Or what
My
is their
thought is
thought?
that there was something weird going on there, that they had to bring in this special craft to see if they could detect it. Whatever it was,
Hmm.
they lost something. Something was lost in those woods that they did find, and they got it out of there.
Okay.
So later on, the MOD finally responded to Caz, to
The
Karen.
Ministry of Defense, right?
The Ministry of Defense claimed,
Yep.
not the Ministry of Magic. This is not
Right.
Harry Potter world. This is the Ministry of
Mhm.
Defense.
Mhm.
They claimed a Section 26,
Which is
national defense.
defense of what?
That's it. That's all they have to claim, is that it's national defense. That's why they didn't have to notify the people, because it was national defense. But defense against what? They will not say. No counterterrorism exercises took place.
So the government eventually just said is national defense. So there you go. We don't have to tell you anything more. That's it. Crazy Karen, Caz, and Neighbor Dave. That's all you're going to get from us.
Right.
We
But
don't have to explain any more.
all the lies prior to that, remember they
Right.
called it Operation
Ye-
Chameleon,
Yes.
right? Well,
Mhm.
Operation Chameleon actually took place a week earlier in northern England.
Oh, okay.
It didn't
So
take
they're
place where
right.
they
They
are.
didn't anybody look that much further into it.
So if anybody looked for Operation Chameleon, they would find that yes,
Find
that
there's
that
an actual-
exercise
yeah,
happened, and yeah,
sure.
that must have been what it was.
Okay.
Now the triangle-shaped ships that she saw, right? The
Yeah.
pyramids. We
Yeah,
could
but she only
explain that
saw
away.
one. She only
She
saw
only saw
one.
one, right? That could be explained as a B-17 bomber,
Okay.
right?
But not 1,000 feet on each side of the thing.
Well, this
1,000
is
feet
somewhat.
outside,
How do you know? I mean,
5 stories high. Well, I
what
mean,
is
you
she, a
could if
geometry
something
teacher?
if she says
I'm
how many
looking at
stories,
this and declaring by the angle.
but how many stories high did she say it was?
30 stories.
All right, so I mean, if I saw something in the sky other than a plane or a ship, and it looked like a building in the air, I would be able to decipher that. I would be able to say that's odd. That's
You're seeing the
like,
underside of it, mostly.
yeah, but she's saying that she saw that she could tell it was 30 stories high, and then also she is saying that it's 1,000 feet on each side. She was only 200 feet away from it. Yes, go ahead.
I have
think
a
Karen-
question.
You think crazy Karen Caz had a drinking problem?
I have a question for you.
Mhm.
If you saw this ship in your backyard,
Mhm.
okay,
Mhm.
and I asked you, what did you see? You're going to be like, dude, I don't know what it was, but it was a huge fucking ship. It was
Yeah.
huge. That's all
Yeah.
you would say. You wouldn't be like,
I wouldn't-
it's approximately, it looked like.
I wouldn't be able to give you feet. I wouldn't say
You're
feet
like,
or anything.
What
Yeah,
are you
I
going to
wouldn't
pull your
explain it that
map
way.
up? You're going to pull your map up and you're going
Right.
to put this, and this is 1 inch. So if that's
Yeah.
1 inch and that equals 100 miles.
I certainly wouldn't use the term stories. I wouldn't say it's 30 stories tall.
Right.
You know, I wouldn't say that. That's not how you explain that. But I don't know what Caz did for a living. Do we know? Besides cause problems. She's probably on every committee in town.
I got to tell you what, the garbage situation in this town is awful. And if we don't do something about it, the aliens are going to
a
come.
UFO. We have to do something about the UFOs.
Okay. So now it's my time to. That's the story. That's everything.
All right, that's great. Okay, I loved all the details you shared. This is really cool. And it definitely is influencing me in a bit because I'm actually not hearing from you anything that's sort of giving her story, discrediting her story so much.
Not yet.
So anyway, oh god. All right, so Andrew, is this a mostly true alien story or not?
Are we
based on
going
this
there already
information?
before I try to give my debunking?
Oh, I thought you said that was it. I thought you said that's
no,
all
that's
you had.
all for the story. Now it's time to give what I.
Well, yeah. So now
Well-
I'm handing over to this portion of you. Now are going to weigh in on whether you think it's
gonna
a
weigh in
alien
on it.
story
Okay.
or not, and why.
Okay. You could explain the ship away by saying that it's a B-17 bomber
Mhm.
because they're huge, right? And they're
Yeah.
triangle shaped in the bottom. Okay.
Mhm.
You could explain away the red and green barrels as possibly drop zone markers. All right. If they were doing an exercise, let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish.
All right. Yep.
In high stress situations, we have been known to move slower. Like your mind isn't doing it because
Sure,
you've got
right.
adrenaline going and
Yes,
everything. So everything
right.
seems to be moving at a slower pace, right? And that could have been why she felt frozen because she had never seen anything like this before.
Well, that was my question. If she explained it that way, like frozen out of fear kind of thing,
Yes.
that's what does
Okay.
that to you. Yeah. Go ahead.
Apache helicopters' radar that they use have been known to kill cell phones if they're close enough.
Oh, really? Okay. I
Yep.
didn't know that. Okay.
Yep. Okay. The explosions, the MOD said that there was an ammunition explosion that happened nearby.
Maybe there was an accident.
Possibly.
Okay.
Possibly. What's weird, though, is that Caz actually shows symptoms of radiation poisoning. Her hair, the issues that she still suffers with her nervous system.
Did she get tested and have
She got
radiation
tested.
poisoning?
Yeah, she went to the
And had
testing, they
radiation
said that
poisoning?
He had radiation poisoning. Also, they say that there's still high levels of radiation in that area that took 3 years to disappear from 2016 to 2000.
From 2016, huh? Okay. Okay, but do you think this is a mostly true alien story or not?
I think this is a mostly true alien story.
Oh, what? Wait,
Now,
why? What do you think is alien about it?
well, this freaking ship that we don't know what it was, right? I don't necessarily believe that it's aliens or extraterrestrials in this ship.
Mhm.
I do believe there is a major, major government cover up with this thing. I think that this possibly could be a ship that they have that has some sort of cloaking device on it, which we had talked about and seen and we've discussed. The way she described it emerging out of the clouds means like it just appeared out of nowhere and then it
Mhm.
just disappeared. Right. So it's
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
cloak.
Yeah. Yeah. What
Cloak.
what what brought her outside to actually see that happen? Why did she come out?
She didn't explain why she
2 in the
went out.
morning.
I don't know
Okay.
what her and Dave were doing. She was probably getting ready for the next day. She's like, "These coupons they sent me were expired.
I want to be first online.
I'm gonna be the first one down at the
Uh,
Walmart here in Wales, and I'm gonna tell them this is disgusting that they sent these coupons that are expired.
they're gonna hear from me. Oh, you
Gonna
betcha.
get it. You're gonna get it, Walmart." No, our show today
All
is
right.
sponsored by Walmart.
Yeah, that's right. And Vodafone. Yeah.
And you better subscribe to Vodafone or we'll
Yeah.
get you.
Oh, wow. All right. So you don't think this is a mostly true? Oh no, you think this
I
is a
do
mostly
think
true?
it's a mostly true
You think
alien
this is a
story.
mostly true
Yeah,
alien
I
story?
love this
Wow.
story. I mean, dude, I can't tell you the amount of hours I spent on this thing trying to really find a way to debunk it because that's like my favorite thing in the world
Mm-hmm.
is to debunk.
Mm-hmm.
And so far my track record has been pretty good. I've even got you to go. "Mm-mm. No,
Mm-hmm.
no, not a real
That's
alien
true.
story." This is definitely a mostly true alien story.
Okay.
Alien in nature, not necessarily alien extraterrestrial.
Right.
But
Tech,
whatever it
tech,
was, whatever kind of ship was there was something that is like something I've never seen before.
All right. So you think it is a mostly true
Yeah,
alien story, and
100%. I'm going with a
that
100%.
wowzers! We've never got a 100% from you, and now it is my turn to weigh in. And based on all the information that you shared today, I found that all of it very, very interesting. But I also look at what you were sharing and putting myself in the position of the government and saying, well, if we effed up, if we screwed up on something and an explosion happened and it caused radiation and it did all of these things, we got to cover it up. And so that's why I think there was a lot of denials and story changes and things like that that happened in the area in the town. So I also don't didn't hear anything to me that would make me think that this was an alien encounter. So I am saying that this is not a mostly true alien story based on the information that you shared because I just think it's a government cover up of an accident that they went through working with some technology maybe or doing some sort of training. They didn't let the town know they were doing this training. Something got out of control and crashed, and I don't think it was alien. So I think it was their own tech, their own issue happened during some training situation and caused all of these issues. And Karen Caz, the alcoholic, was
That's me, dude.
and
You
neighbor
don't know
Dave.
she's a drunk.
She's not.
Come
She's
on.
probably not a drunk.
No,
But
she's a very nice lady. Hold on.
Hello. Yes,
you have her on
here.
the phone.
Hello?
Oh, hey Kaz. Hey Kaz. We were just talking about you.
Yes, I heard those awful things you said about me. You
I
son of
wasn't.
a bitch.
It wasn't awful. It wasn't awful. All right. So
I'm
anyway,
not a Karen. You're a Karen, you bitch.
but I want to talk to your manager.
Who runs this silly station?
A stupid show no one listens to. So I do not think this is a mostly true alien story,
Wow.
and just based on that information, it wasn't enough for me to say that this was. It was only one person, Kaz, saw this. And
No,
really,
there were
neighbors-
other people that saw it. There were-
Well, no, they didn't see the materialization. They didn't see the interdimensional stuff. They didn't see they didn't see the red little globe things that came up to her. They didn't see any of that stuff. So I
What about the guy
don't.
that drove through the crystals, the broken crystals on the road?
It was these three unknown campers with no names that somehow
Oh my
came to
gosh.
Kaz. Somehow
You
came
sound
to
like
Kaz.
me, dude. What's happened?
I just don't. I'm not buying it. I mean, we got this disclosure meeting that's about to happen at the
That's all you
Congress
care
in
about. You just want to
6
turn
minutes.
your TV on and sit back, put your overalls on, get a bowl of chili.
You know what? When all of this breaks, when they finish this hearing, they go, yes, we have to tell you, and this is what I want to hear is, yes, we have aliens, we have ships, we have technology. We're going to show them to you. We're going
And
to do this. We're going to do
Pentyrch
that.
was a ship that
And
got
Pentyrch
away.
was a ship. Yeah, we want to start off with that. If they
Neal,
say all of
Girandola,
this,
you're listening.
yeah. But that's what I want. I want to hear this really down and dirty stuff. Like, yes,
Okay. Yeah, like
Congress
they're gonna hear
Congress finally says, you know what? You're right. We're going to tell everybody everything. Get ready, everyone. Life will not be the same. That's when I will turn to this story and go, I was wrong. Mostly true, but it's not. This story is not a mostly true alien story.
So if they reveal today that they have alien tech,
yeah,
you're gonna be like, we're gonna do a recap of this.
I
You're
still
gonna say
don't.
it was an
I
alien
still
ship.
wouldn't do a recap on this unless they came out. The government finally comes out. Well, we have to disclose this. This was alien. Then I'll be like, yeah, okay, yeah. But they're gonna come out. What if all these stories are they're all true? Everything's true. Everything's true. All right, so we've got Caz Clarke saying this was an alien encounter and military denials. We've got blocked FOIA requests and residents who say they know what they saw. You heard Andrew. He says it is a mostly true alien story. This has never happened.
Not
in
necessarily extraterrestrial, though. Alien in nature. That's what I'm saying.
Still, it is a mostly true alien story as far as Andrew's concerned. And I am saying it is not a mostly true alien story. This has never happened in the history of mostly true alien stories. Now, we do want to hear from you guys. What do you think? Was this a mostly true alien story or not? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on TikTok for extra special content, and share the show with that one friend who still thinks or does believe that aliens are real. We'll see you on the next show. Till then, be kind to the aliens when they get here. Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks, Neal. Bye.
I'm going to go watch this hearing.
Hey, I have an idea. If they come out and they say, yes, there's aliens and all that, we just change the name to More True Alien Stories.
Really true alien stories.
More true. And then we'll decide which story is like more true than the other story.
The truest alien story out there. I got it. I love it. All right, we'll see ya.
All right, thanks, buddy. Bye.
All right, man. Bye.
UFO sightings. Many Americans have wondered about our actors